I remember laying in bed while, what's his name was on top of me. Another empty night spent with another guy I know nothing about, and yet all I could think about was Nathan.
God, why does he move his hips like that?
And why is he smacking his lip in such a weird way? Gross. I can't help but think, how did I end up like this? That's right. This all started when I met Nathan. We went out multiple times, and he always treated me like a real lady. Too much of a lady, if you ask me. I was head over heels in love with the guy, and he'd just never make a move. I mean, the last time we went out, he ended it by saying, "You're such a wonderful friend. What did I do to deserve a girl like you?" I remember it crushed me. Yep, I was in the friend zone. What better way was there to get out of this friend zone than hitting the bars and finding myself a new, better version of Nathan? I started to get a big thrill out of dolling up in different mini dresses every weekend, having all eyes on me, and alas, boys that actually thought that I was hot. It had become routine for me to fish for compliments. I mean, most of these guys were complete bores and never really had anything interesting to say, so when I got home one night, I did something I really regret. I texted Nathan. Then, my silly, intoxicated self decided to pick up the phone and call him. I said all sorts of cringy, embarrassing things, trying to get him interested in me, like, "I'm wearing your favorite color, black." But it just came out weird, and Nathan wasn't having it. "Get some sleep, please. I'm worried about you. You should really go to bed," he kept saying. Ugh, I felt so undesired. After finally falling asleep, I woke up realizing that I could never fall for a guy properly if I was still so hung up on Nathan. He clearly wasn't into me, and it was time that I had to make a really important decision.
I decided to stop talking to Nathan for good.
It was such a hard choice, and it hurt so badly to cut our ties, but I knew that this was the only way that I could move on.
So I texted him, and that was that.
Later that night, I downloaded a dating app and started swiping away all these different cuties. It was such a thrill. I didn't know that this was going to be the beginning of a whole new saga of me dating different men every other day. It wasn't until Drew. Poor Drew. He told me he loved me. I could see so much pain in his eyes when I told him never to contact me again as I shut the door on his face. I decided from this day onwards that I needed to make a change for myself, as I wasn't the only one getting hurt anymore. You see, there's this method called the WHOOP. Wish, outcome, obstacle, and plan. You start by writing down your wish. My wish was to overcome my need from this dating app and the affirmation I got from it. Then, I wrote the best outcome and any obstacle I am likely to face. After, I set a rule for myself to stick to my plan. If I got a match, I will not message them because I knew deep down that this app could not define me. I consciously monitored my self-control and remained distracted by doing all sorts of new activities like painting, bike riding, and even gym. After a few weeks, these steps became a natural habit for me. Before I knew it, I no longer had an attachment to the app. I even uninstalled it. It was perfect timing because the craziest thing happened to me not long after. I was making my way up to meet my girlfriends at a rooftop bar before bumping into, you guessed it, Nathan. Hi, I said awkwardly. We had only made it up 10 floors before the lift suddenly came to a halt. And just like that, we were trapped. I guess this worked out in my favor because we had an hour to really talk, and I finally told him how I felt about him all along. Turns out, he always felt the same way too. He just thought that I wasn't ready to settle down. We've been together for 5 years now, just got engaged, and I couldn't be happier. Once I had finally managed to break out of my bad habit, I was able to be happy on my own and gain the confidence to do something I wouldn't have been able to do before, like telling Nathan how I really felt. So, look at me now. I'm happier than ever, and I believe anyone like you can too.